Fantasy Blitz with your boy Elijah. It always is, except when I'm not here, then it's not me. But happy Thursday to all that celebrate out there. It is a lovely Thursday over here in Kennesaw, Georgia. The weather is starting to get into the fall, you know, the fall vibes. Fantasy Blitz. It's working. Let's go. Yes, I have the specs on today because with the whole screen not working, I can't read this little print on this little screen right here. So, gotta wear these. I will be taking them off every so and so, but not that you care. Not that you need to know. It's just to let you know. But yeah, Week 5 in the books. Week 6 is tonight. We got the 49ers versus the Seahawks. I'm loving these divisional matchups on primetime. And also, excuse me, I'm a little stuffy with my field of work. It tends to happen often. I love these divisional rivalry games. I love the primetime stuff. I think it's great. And like good games like, golly, I don't know, like Bengals versus the Bills. It is a rivalry game, but those divisional rival games are just, you know, a little more grit to it. Guys are getting popped a little bit more. Touchdowns are being celebrated a little bit harder, you know, and the refs let them play a little bit harder too. So I personally love those kind of games. I'm excited for tonight, even though I don't really have a dog in the fight. I am rooting for the Seahawks, but I'll go to bed the same way. Davis, hello, Mr. Glassman. I do care, and I want to know. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, Steven. I'm glad you care. I'm glad you want to know. And thank you very much. Yeah, I guess I'm saying thank you very much to that. Let's just get right into it. Got 2 people in the chat, 3 likes. I mean, how is that possible? Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's see if I can use just the screens button. There we go. Well, that's terrible. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll have to come on through. Here we go. Very nice. Very nice. You guys get to see like a little behind the scenes type stuff. All that other stuff is not my stuff, but you know, I'm allowed to use it, so it counts. All right, here we go. NFL news, you know the deal. Derek Carr, he has an oblique injury. He's to miss multiple weeks, and Spencer Rattler is to start his first NFL start. Expected, but not this early, I would say. I'm expecting Rattler to do well. I've heard some good things in camp, but that was forever ago. So it's going to be a little iffy to see how he does. Not a terrible matchup against the Bucs, but not a great matchup. Definitely not a good matchup for a rookie quarterback. So we'll see how he does. Nico Collins, this is the big one for injuries. Hamstring placed on IR. And for those that do not know, the IR, it pretty much means you're out for at least, bare minimum 4 weeks. So if you're a Collins owner, I'm sorry, he's out for 4 weeks. But place him on your IR spot. That'll help you. Go pick up, go pick up Ray McLeod if you didn't get him. If you watched the video, if you studied before, you would know. David says, leaked future fancy blitz. Come on now. Ryan, what's up, man? Hey, better late than never. That's what I say. Mooney was limited today, man. I'm screwed. So was Bijan. Bijan was limited. That just came in. It'll be okay. I don't see a big issue. Yerba break this early. Are we crazy? Yes. I got the blue for you. Excuse me, because I'm drowning in it. If you know, you know. You're only elite if you know. Nico, my man, I have him in 3 teams, bro. I'm so sorry, Ryan. That's how I felt with the DEEBO Samuel injury. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I got him in 3 leagues or 4 leagues. It's ridiculous. All right, let's get back into the news. This was the big news as far as non-injury. Robert Saleh fired from the Jets. Jeff Ulbrich to serve as the interim, and Nathaniel Hackett will not serve as the play caller anymore. Still the OC, but not the play caller. And David says, what up, Ryan? Red 40? No red 40 in this. Blue 20, whatever they call it. Let's move on. Aiden O'Connell to start for the Raiders over Gardner Minshew. This was a little bit expected, especially with O'Connell coming into the game last week against the Broncos. And then the Jags to arrive in London later due to Hurricane Milton. Thoughts and prayers to all those that are affected by this hurricane. I mean, we got to help each other out, man. Really got to be nice. Come on. It's tough times. But let's talk about some football. Let's get back into these slides. Let's see if I can just tap. Nope, that's not going to work. But that is okay. All right. Topics for today, starts and sits. And guys, Excuse me, Kyle. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Starts and sits. I'm so sorry. I've been forgetting to do this. All right. Teams on bye. You need to know who's on bye. Who's not playing this week? The Chiefs, the Dolphins, the Rams, and the Vikings are all on bye. Hopefully, all those guys on those teams can get healthy and just enjoy their time off. This is your PTO, or I don't think it's your PTO. It's just your time off. All right, let's get into the first one. Thursday Night Football at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. That is tonight. San Francisco, 3.5-point favorites versus the Seahawks. I will be giving my picks at the end, so I will not be giving y'all like spoilers or nothing. Davis says there's a clip of Aaron Rodgers on Caleb Presley's show where he said he would fire his head coach. Now look what happened. Leave him alone. He didn't do that. It wasn't even his fault. Like Aaron, no, Davis, stop. You got to stop. Hayden says go Dirty Birds, and I would times to that. Go Dirty Birds as well. Let's get into these starts and sits. Brock Purdy, Jordan Mason, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and DEEBO Samuel. My friend Ryan in the chat sent me some stats. Ayuk, 2 touchdowns in 7 games against the Seahawks. DEEBO, 7 for 7. All right, 7 touchdowns in 7 games against the Seahawks. That's absolutely incredible. So if you got DEEBO, expect some good things tonight. If you're Ayuk, I still expect him to do rather well, but the end zone might be kind of tough for him to get in. Then we have the Seahawks side. We have Geno Smith, if need be. I'll talk about that in just a second. And then Kenneth Walker III, a.k.a. K9, because he's a dog. Not a dog. And then DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. JSN's going to be sitting on the bench. I still expect him to do rather well, I would say. But it may take some time for him just to, come on through. He is still a second-year player and only 5 games in this year or 4 games in for him. I can't remember if they had that bye. I can't remember. But give him some time. I bet by the end of the season he will be a safe flex start. I don't know about your wide receiver spots, but a safe flex spot. Let's move on to the next ones. Again, I'm not giving you guys my picks until the very end. All right. Now we have another London game. Is it in jeopardy? I don't know because of the hurricane. But, man, we got bigger fish to fry. We got to make sure all of our people are okay, man. Ryan, you cannot say I hate that Aaron because once I get moderators, you're banned. You cannot disrespect my GOAT on this show. I'm just kidding. You can have any opinion you want. Just be prepared to talk about it. All right. So Jacksonville side, you're going to start Travis Etienne Jr. or Tank Bigsby. Oh, but which one do I start? I don't know. All right, this is getting really tough because Doug Peterson just said that. Of course, Etienne Jr. is still the lead back. Are you sure? Are you sure about that, Doug? Because Tank looks like a tank, all right? And if you have Bigsby, I'd say you could start him. It would be a little bit of a gamble because his games where he does not get a lot of touches or any touches at all, he doesn't look great. But when he gets the ball, he looks fantastic. 2 touchdowns last game. Fantastic guy. Evan Ingram, again, that's the star there because he is limited in practice Wednesday. Of course, he's getting healthier. Just be aware of Evan Ingram. I personally, even if he is healthy, I wouldn't start him. I'm not a big fan of starting guys whenever they're coming off injuries and they're good to go the next game. I would just stay away from that a little bit, but if you need to start him, you can. Everyone else you're going to sit. I don't see you starting Trevor Lawrence for the rest of the year. You could probably drop him, I'm sure. I would honestly pick up Daniel Jones over him. Chicago side, they're the 2.5-point favorites. DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, and the defense. Chicago defense all year. You can start them. I don't care who they're playing. You can start that Chicago defense. I think they're incredible. DJ Moore, I still think he's the most solid wide receiver on that team. I thought there would be a little bit more competition between him, Allen, and Odunze. Not the case. Allen is still recovering from that injury, so I expect him to get back into the rotation a little bit more. Caleb Williams looks great, he looked great last week. Give him some more time, then you could probably start him with confidence. If he's on your waiver, I would say pick him up, and you could probably drop one of your backup running backs or just one of those wide receivers that you have on your bench that's just rotting there. And Caleb Williams, that boom effect could really be there because I haven't dropped him in one of my leagues, but I was very tempted to. But I'm still holding on, all right? Ryan G says, I have to start Devontae, though. Man, he's just coming back. Yeah, he's got to come back. I put some stars. You'll see on that slide. I need him to start, too. I need him to play. All right, let's move on. All right. Washington versus Baltimore. Is this Jaden Daniels, a.k.a. the future Lamar? Question mark? I don't know. It's going to be a great game. I love that this game is at 1 o'clock. I mean, just boom. End that 9:30 game, 30 minutes, just relax, and then watch some dudes just ball, man. It's going to be awesome. But you're going to start Jaden Daniels, Brian Robinson Jr., and Terry McLaurin. Honestly, at the beginning of this season, I did not expect at all for 3 commanders you can confidently start. But, I mean, Jaden Daniels looks great. He doesn't look like a, not a primetime player, stutter. Not a primetime player, but he looks ready, and it's interesting to see that this early. I like Jaden Daniels a lot. I think he's going to be great the rest of the year. And then who else we got? Just Terry McLaurin. I thought he could start for the rest of the year, like in the beginning of the season, but I mean, Jaden Daniels being well that's just incredible. On the Baltimore side, they're 6.5-point favorites. You're going to start Lamar, Henry, that's Derek, and then Zay, one of the true Zays. The one true Zay is Isaiah Rashad, if you know, you know. And then the tight ends, if need be, Mark Andrews, 4 catches for 55 yards, and then Isaiah Likely comes out and scores 2 touchdowns, does great. It's a mess. I don't know what to do with it. But if need be, it's more of a gamble. I would start Andrews over Likely, though, and it is likely that you would do that. Sorry, man. I'm just trying to get these word plays in. All right, next one. Arizona versus Green Bay. Oh, this one is giving 2015 vibes or 2012 vibes with Aaron Rodgers versus Carson Palmer. If you know, you know. I like this matchup a lot. This is a football game. Again, if you know from the show, this is a logo game. You see the Cardinals logo. You see the Green Bay logo. You just know that's football right there, all right? All right, let's see. Let's see the chat real quick. I see y'all blowing it up. I love it. I appreciate y'all doing that. Helps the engagement. Hayden Hammond says, I thought Lamar was the GOAT. He is the GOAT. He is 100% the GOAT. He is the greatest NFL player of all time. Am I delusional? Absolutely. I don't care. He's coming for his 3rd MVP this year, and he will get it, I hope. But I also hope way more he gets the Super Bowl because, man, he needs it. David says, you see how he skipped over my comment, Ryan? He scared me. What did you say? He said, go Dirty Birds. Oh, go Dirty Birds, Steven. What's up? So, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to get into it. And then Ryan says, same Davis. Oh, my gosh, you guys are brutal. What did I skip over? Davis says, bro, tight end this season sucks. Who's tight end? Honestly, we should be hosting this show. I'm pretty sure my record over him in fantasy is crazy. Where are the receipts? I mean, we're both champs, but come on. I can't believe you just said Josh Allen is the greatest QB ever. No, wrong one. Yeah, whatever, man. I got to get back in this. Arizona, Murray, Connor, MHJ, and Trey McBride. Trey McBride should be completely healthy now. I expect him to do well. I think Murray's going to be very happy, too, instead of having to work on the ground a whole lot more. And then on the Green Bay side, we have Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Reed, and Tucker Kraft. I don't know why I want to call him Tunyon Kraft. Tucker Kraft, no mac and cheese, but I think Kraft is Love's guy for tight end. It must be the Green Bay DNA of just having that one. Who is this guy? To be really well. Shout out to Jordan Love for helping out Kraft, and shout out to Kraft for helping out Love. Green Bay minus 5-point favorites. I like this line. I think Arizona's a good team. I just think their schedule has been pretty brutal to them. They did sneak out of San Francisco with a dub. That's awesome for them. Again, those divisional games, you just never know. And I mean, that's why I think those games can be so close, because it truly is a divisional rivalry game. Let's move on to this next one. Coin, what's up, man? What's up, guys? Just got here. We still here. Let's get into it. We just started, too. What is that? EUES? What does that mean, Davis? Smash the likes. Hey, Coin gets it, man. Smash that like button. What are we at? 4, and we got 5 people watching. One more. We got to that ratio has got to be 100%, right? I mean, it's beautiful if we can get it there. All right, let's move on to the next game. Houston versus New England. Houston minus 7-point favorites. C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, if he is healthy, is not looking great for Joe Mixon. I'm not going to say it's looking bad, but it's not looking great if you're a Joe Mixon owner. So, again, if Cam Akers is still on your wire, I would go ahead and pick him up, but he's more than likely gone because of these Mixon injuries. Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell, you're going to sit Nico Collins, of course, because he is hurt. But this is where the Tank Dell time comes in. This is when, I mean, if you're a Texans fan, you're really not hoping for this scenario to ever really kick in. But this is when it helps because you have arguably, emphasis on that word, 3 wide receiver ones. All right, and only one guy can get the ball. If one goes out, you're still looking okay with Dell and Diggs, or Dell and Collins, or Diggs and Collins, whoever it is. It still is going to be okay. I think Tank Dell will do just fine. Let's move on to the New England side, and there's not much to talk about. Ramondre Stevenson, I think he might be on the chop block just because of Antonio Gibson and the way he's playing. Ryan says, "Gah, fine, Eli, I like the live." Thank you. I appreciate that. That's what really helps. Sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean to ask so much. Haha. David says, "I'm going to copy my comment that he skipped, and if he does it again, I'm spamming. I heard Lamar was huffing Galaxy gas before practice and won't be playing. If anything, he will be playing out of his mind because he will have lost it from all that Galaxy gas. I cannot believe you got me to talk about Galaxy gas on the stream. That feels illegal." All right, Houston 7-point favorites Sunday at 1 o'clock. I think that's going to be a okay game just to watch some good offense on the Houston side. Next game, we have Tampa Bay versus New Orleans, another divisional game. We've got Baker, Tampa Bay 3.5-point favorites at 1 o'clock. In New Orleans, Nowlands. Baker, running back roulette. Again, if you're new to the show, just whoever you pick. I mean, really, it's Bucky Irving or Rachaad White. Rachaad White, in the beginning of the season, was clearly the guy, and then Bucky Irving showed his talents. I think that fumble against the Falcons, the one that really, really hurt them, I think that kind of messed with Bucky Irving a little bit, but he's had plenty of time to get past that mistake. And if you're a sports player, or just life in general, you got to have amnesia. You got to move on from stuff, it's tough, but you got to go. But don't keep holding on. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Sorry, that wasn't called for. What Ryan said, that's the comment of mine you skipped. Where did you comment that? I'm scrolling up. I don't see that. Oh, I see Davis is up there. I'm just getting hurt for I'm trying my best. Oh my gosh. Hustle King says, "Dude, want to trade me Pickens for Ferguson. He wants to trade you, George Pickens, for Jake Ferguson. Points wise, I don't know if that's the smartest, but potential wise, that could be really well. I don't know. What are you thinking, Hustle? Let me know, man. Let me know. Let's help each other out. Let's do this." Ryan G, "If you're hurting at receiver, then take that, Hustle. Tight end sucks if you ain't got top 3 this year, but Ferguson is good. Maybe I got filtered. Maybe so, Ryan. I'm sorry, bro. I'm really sorry. It's okay, Mr. Eli. Let's talk ball. Let's do it." All right. I agree with the comments that Ryan said, though, about the tight ends. It's really rough, but I like Ferguson a lot. It really helps that the Cowboys don't have a solid wide receiver, too, but maybe Jalen Tolbert will take over. Godwin, to wrap up the Tampa Bay side, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and the defense. Emphasis on the defense over here just because they're playing Rattler. I don't know how much I like this start. But on the New Orleans side, you have Kamara and Olave. Just said, I don't know how much I like this start just because it's a rookie quarterback. Any Saints wide receiver, I'm going to tell you, be a little cautious. It's a rookie quarterback. He could do really well. They also could just hand the ball off a bunch to Kamara just to be safe and not have Rattler also get hurt because then you're down to your QB3. No team in this league wants to get down to their QB3. It is important to have a backup that is solid, but the QB3 is not prioritized on, oh, you have Kittle? Low-key Hustle, make that trade. Yeah, if you have Kittle, make that trade. All right, we're moving on. Tampa Bay has had that long break, so have the Falcons, so I expect both of those teams to do rather well. Oh, my gosh. No way. There's just no way. There's just no way. Like, share, and subscribe. Guys, you know the deal. All right? This show is free. It's free to do this. All you really need is like a YouTube account, and you don't even really need one. If you want to comment and hang out with us, that'd be great. But you don't really need one. This show is free, but there is a toll. Like, share, and subscribe. If we all told one person a day to subscribe to Fantasy Blitz, where would we be? Where would we be? We would be very far. And we've already come very far since we started. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Always love when you guys just come in and tune in and talk some ball, man. But the question of the week is, what is your comfort show? What are you guys feeling? Whatever, when you get home, you just want to put something on. What do you like to watch? What do you like to put on? Me, not a huge TV guy. I don't watch a lot of TV. But I guess if I had to say one, probably Parks and Rec. I like that show a lot. But I haven't put that on my screen in so long, so that shows you how much TV I actually watch. Davis says, time to like, share, and sub. You already know the vibes. Let's go, hype. And Hustle says, thanks. I got you, man. I got you. If you got Kittle, you can afford that, because Kittle's been doing rather well this year. Purdy has been doing pretty well this year as well. Purdy has done pretty well. I'm a poet, and I had no idea. Haha. All right, let's move on. Make sure you comment that comfort show, because maybe I will get back into TV. Ryan says, Eli, I can't tell my other leagues about you because I'm trying to win. I get it. That's why you save it for the end of the season. Like, oh, Ryan, how did you win all of your trophies in all your leagues, except in Fantasy Blitz? Because we all know Eli's going to win that one. I'm just kidding. I don't know how it's going to play out. But, yeah, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Comment that show. Let's see how it goes. And let's move on. Oh, my gosh, another one. No way. Back to back. Remember, Robust went unarmed. You see the shirt. I said I'd wear it. I'm wearing it. This is custom made. If you want one, comment below. I'll get in touch. I was going to say touch or talk. So I was going to say talk. Get in touch with Troy, and we can see if we can get one in there. Again, I'm not going to flip over. Actually, no, I'm going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to do it. Boom, boom, boom. Check out the fit. You see that? I don't know if it gets it all. Yeah. Well, it says, what you doing? Subscribe to Fantasy Blitz. What you doing? Subscribe to Fantasy Blitz. That's the name of the game. It's an easy one. You can win. And we can all win if you just tune in. Ooh, bar. I like that. I didn't even think about that one. All right. Oh, there's Troy. He says, well, you. Davis says, comfort show, One Piece. Davis, if you could compare Monkey D. Luffy to an NFL player, who would you compare it to? And you cannot say Josh Allen. But remember, guys, use code FANTASYBLITZ with 3 Z's for 24% off your entire order. Fantasy Blitz with 3 Z's for 24% off your entire order. The link is below in the description. If you're looking to shop, just hit that description. Hit that hit the link, and you can see it. I'm looking at it right now, so I know it's there. It's hyperlinked, so you can just click on it and go. 24% off your entire order. Guys, the shirts are amazing. You gotta get them. I'm telling you. Because then you're gonna have all the drip. Isn't that what the kids are saying nowadays? All that drip sauce? I don't know. That seems like what everyone's caring about. Ryan says, Luffy in the NFL is a wild thought. Yeah, I think he'd win like MVP all the time. David says, how do I get one of those? The shirts. You click that link in the bio, and if you really want one, Davis, I'll talk to you about it, and we can get you one, because Troy is the GOAT. All right, Cleveland versus Philadelphia, Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Philadelphia are 8.5-point favorites. Let's start with Cleveland. You're going to start Jerome Ford. I don't know how much longer that's going to last, especially with Chubb coming back. Hopefully he's still really healthy. And then we got Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy if need be, and defense as well. Forgot to put David Njoku in, but like Ryan said earlier, if you don't have like a top 3, top 5 tight end, it's looking kind of rough. Njoku is coming off injury, so you got to be careful. Cleveland, man, what's going on? I bet they really miss Baker right now. Truly. Sorry to all my Browns fans out there. Yeah, I mean, it's a tragedy. It's absolutely sad for the Browns fans because you signed this multi-million-dollar contract to Deshaun Watson, who played really well in Houston, and then just nothing. He's giving you nothing. I would be very upset if I was a Cleveland sports fan just because of that. But, bad contracts, they happen. All right, Philadelphia side. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown if he is healthy. Devontae Smith, if he is healthy, and Dallas Goedert. A.J. Brown, he seems to be more healthy on the side of starting. Devontae Smith, he is limited in practice. Both guys were limited in practice. From what I saw, A.J. Brown looked better on his feet. Devontae Smith still battling that concussion. He's still in concussion protocol. Can't play if you're still in it, so I'm not expecting him to play. I'm hoping he'll play. Hope for the best, expect the worst, or get ready for the worst. I don't know. Whatever my mom said, but that I got it in my head. They should smash Cleveland. I expect Barkley to do okay on goal line punches. Cleveland's defense is still really well. There's 5 guys that you could potentially start on the Eagles side, and I'm still saying start the Cleveland defense. Their defense is actually really solid. It would really help if their offense wasn't terrible, but regardless, they have talent. Let's move on. Oh, I did not mean to click on that. Let's really read the chat real quick. I don't want to spoil. Well, it's not really a spoil because you could just pause the live. It's not paused. Gotcha. No, I didn't. Ryan says, I think he's a corner or safety, talking about Luffy. If you're tuning in, you're like, what are we talking about? A corner or safety. David says, Luffy corner or running back. He's pretty fast and got those moves. Ryan says, no, I need Devonta. I always read it like that. Devontae, I agree. I really need him as well. Ryan says, I'm starting Eagles defense in 2 leagues. What you think? Fantastic start. Deshaun Watson's, it looks like he's bound to throw an interception or turn over the ball or get sacked a couple times. So if you're in one of those leagues that sacks are really worthy, it's going to be great. Yeah, defenses. I got to get more defenses in there. But in the next couple slides, I got one. Indianapolis versus Tennessee, another divisional rivalry game. I don't like this game at all. I think it stinks, especially if Anthony Richardson does not play. But, Joe Flacco is entertaining, but, we want to see the guy they took, last year. You want to see the new guys play well. Jonathan Taylor also a little bit hurt. He is expected to play. I'm just putting that out there that it's in the air that he's supposed to play, but it's also in the air that he might not play. I expect him to play. Every report I've seen and read that I've looked into says he's going to play. So I expect him to play. But, you never know. The NFL, if you've been playing fantasy or watching NFL for a while, you get it. You really don't know if people are going to be playing or not. All right, and then we have Alec Pierce and Josh Downs. These 2 guys right there are going to be great with Joe Flacco. If Anthony Richardson does play, I expect both of them to still do well just because, they're the only guys out there other than Pittman Jr. I'm not starting Adonai Mitchell. I wish I could, but I haven't seen enough. And then we have on the Tennessee side, we have Tony Pollard. And the defensive side, Tony Pollard's been doing great. I'm going to pull up his numbers for y'all. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to pull up his numbers for y'all because he actually has been doing really well this season, but I think it's been going under the radar just because of, golly, the guy is not, or the Tennessee Titans are just not performing at all. All right, so let's see what he's got. All right, so his highest game this year has 88 yards, 22 carries. You want to see a lot of touches. That was against Miami. 1 touchdown. He had 19 points. Actually 18 because of my league. In this league in particular, 1 point per win. His worst game, Green Bay, but he had 6 carries for 14 yards, so something just wasn't working there. Every other game, 15-plus carries, over 60 yards. Receiving game is still there. He's getting at least 4, except the Miami game, at least 4 targets in the air. He's making these catches. He's getting some yards after the catch. I like Tony Pollard a lot. I expect him to do well, and that line has completely moved. Do not look at that line. The Tennessee Titans are now 2.5-point favorites on ESPN, so look out for that. I would honestly take that because it looks like Anthony Richardson might not play. I don't know. Joe Flacco can even beat the Jags, so it makes me think, oh my gosh. Oh, Richardson is active. Okay, he's good. He's good to go. You heard it here first from Ryan G. He's our Shams. If you don't know who Shams is, look him up. He's our guy in the chat. All right, let's see. Also, he said, what's sneaky in the Blitz League is those bonus points for over 100 yards or something like that. Yeah, I've noticed that too. I didn't know Adam put that in there because I would look at some players and I'm like, wow, he really balled out. But in my other league, he didn't do as well. Yeah, it's just little bonus points. But some leagues are like that. You can't really compare leagues all the time with some points just because they might have benefits, like bonus points. Let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, so don't look at that. They are now favorited by 2.5. Chargers versus Denver. Oh, gosh. All right. Oh, no way. I didn't get the Atlanta slide in. That makes sense. Okay. I'll just have to spit that one out. Chili Rainbow. What is up, man? What up, y'all? What up, Chili? How you doing, man? All right. Chargers versus Denver. Chargers are 3-point favorites. Lad McConkey, J.K. Dobbins, his last 2 games, not good at all. He's coming off a bye, so he should be 100% healthy. Not that he was hurt before, but, just rest those legs. And then the defensive side of the Chargers, same with the Denver Broncos. Javonte Williams had a great game last week. I'm hoping he can carry it in to the next week. I think he's taking a lot of weight off of Bo Nix's shoulders, being that rookie quarterback, and Javonte Williams being the somewhat experienced running back. So I like Javonte Williams starting. He's not your RB1, maybe not your RB2 if you don't need him to be, but a good flex, I would say. But Denver defense looks solid this year. I mean, they really do look great. That's probably why they have wins next to their name, because if not, I don't know if they'd be winning games. Yeah, this game's a stinker. Let's move on. Pittsburgh versus Las Vegas. Let me get a water break this time. Oh, my gosh. I don't like that game. Pittsburgh versus Las Vegas. Not my cup of tea. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I know that kind of stuff is, but I'm not feeling too good, man. Chili says, Ryan, thanks for the butt kicking you gave me last week. Yeah, I'm afraid to play Ryan in this league, bro. Like, he's got the most points scored and, the most points allowed. And if you're doing well with those 2 things, that means you're doing well. And he's got a good team. Pittsburgh, 3-point favorites against the Raiders, Sunday at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The Chargers game kicks off the 4 o'clock games. Justin Fields, Najee Harris, George Pickens, and a newcomer, Pat Freiermuth, or Pat Freiermuth. I've heard Muth most of the time, but I heard someone say Muth one time, and I was like, there's just no way that's how you say it. You're going to sit everyone else, not like there's anyone else to start. Pickens, is he stuck with Arthur Smith? He's got over 300 yards of receiving. Let's go full screen for this because I got a little bone to pick. Over 300 yards of receiving, 20-plus catches. Pretty good, not bad for the beginning of the season. How many touchdowns does he have? The same amount as me. 0. What in the world, Arthur Smith? I don't get your best players the ball in the end zone. I know it's easier said than done, but George Pickens is clearly your most talented offensive player. Why is he not getting the ball in the end zone? I love Darnell Washington, the backup tight end. He went to Georgia. 6'7", 250, I believe. 250 plus, maybe around there. They're giving him the ball a lot, or they're looking to give him the ball a lot. I think he's a great player, but Pickens is this guy that you really need to get the ball to. Arthur Smith, ruining players. I think that's what he likes to do. I don't know if that's his thing, or I don't know. I don't get it. On the Raiders side, Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers, since Devontae Adams is pretty much just sitting out until he gets traded. Got a report earlier from my friend Brandon that it looks like it's going to be, let me read this to y'all. Jets, Bills, Steelers, and Saints. In that order, it looks like that's where he could land. Hoping it'll be the Jets. I'm sorry, Steven. Hoping it's the Jets just because it would help out Aaron Rodgers. But if not, he would look really well in that blue jersey, in that white jersey. I would like that a lot. And it's becoming clear that Josh Allen needs a wide receiver 1. Maybe not Diggs. Diggs didn't work out, but he needs a wide receiver 1. It was a big task to ask Keon Coleman to be that guy. Clearly he's not that guy. Dalton Kincaid can't always get open. You need a wide receiver 1. If I'm the Bills, you're trading for a wide receiver 1 before the trade deadline, which they have plenty of time to do. But Brock Bowers, number 1 fantasy tight end as a rookie. He should be at least. Let me look him up in this one league. Bowers. Yeah, number 1. He's averaging 13 points. I mean, this guy's crazy. He caught his first touchdown against the Broncos, which was a beauty. But, I mean, he's just getting... Like, the catch rate efficiency is crazy. 6 catches, 8 targets. That's what the number's going to be. 9-9. 3-4. 2-3, 8-12. When the ball is being thrown his way, he catches the ball or he gets open. Open enough to catch the ball comfortably. I've always had a hard time saying that word, and I won't say it again unless I need to. Let's move on. I like Bowers. I like Myers. I wish I liked Zamir White, but it's just not working out. Sunday at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Detroit 3.5-point favorites against the Cowboys. Looks like it's America's game of the week. Seems like it's always when it's the Cowboys, but aren't they America's team? Supposedly, that's the propaganda they try to put in your brain. Don't let them do it. Detroit, though, you're going to start both running backs. What a time to be alive to have David Montgomery and or Jahmyr Gibbs. You have confidence in starting both because one of them is going to score a touchdown, and if not, they're going to get a lot of carries and potentially a lot of yards. Ryan says, hey man, I deserve to win losing JT and Nico in the same week. Laugh emoji. And then Chili Rainbow hits him back with a laugh emoji. It's not like you can't see the chat though. But yeah, Detroit game. This one should be a good one. Detroit's trying to get that revenge from last year against the Cowboys, which that game was garbage. Ferguson was eligible. Watching that game was a fun time, but the ending was not fun. I really wanted the Lions to win that one. But hopefully they can get their revenge. On the Dallas side, the home team, Dak, Rico Dowdle, man, I don't boast, all right? But I'm going to talk about how we on Fantasy Blitz, we've been saying Dowdle for about a few weeks now. The guy's been doing pretty well. Let's pull up his numbers real quick. I mean, he is becoming the more talented back than Zeke. Zeke, I feel like, was just get the fans, like the Cowboys fans, like, oh, Zeke's back, like we can do something. Maybe. Ever since week, his numbers have literally gone up every week for yards. First week, 26, 30, 32, 46, and 87. All right. That's, 0 touchdowns on the ground, but 2 touchdowns in the air. That's what's really helping. 19 points last week against Pittsburgh, or 18 points, depending on what league you're looking at. I like Dowdle a lot. I'm starting him with confidence in my flex. I could have started him or Kareem Hunt in my Fantasy Blitz league. That sounded so arrogant. I didn't mean it like that. In the Fantasy Blitz league, I'm not even the commissioner. I started Hunt over Dowdle, and I couldn't have made a wrong choice, all right, because Dowdle is doing really well. And he is a longer-term player than Kareem Hunt, because when Pacheco's back, you're gone. You're not leaving Hunt, but you're on the bench for a while because Pacheco's going to start. Ryan says, wait, I was confused. I lost Nico this week, but still. GG's Chili. I'm trying to win my first fantasy league dub. Ryan, I'm not going to say anything, but I am going to say anything. But guys, this is Ryan's like second or third. I believe it's your second year playing fantasy, like for real. Guy's incredible. He's doing really well. Is Jordan Mason a player to trade soon? Hear rumors of CMC week 10. Oh, man. If you could get a good trade package from it, I would. If there's a guy or a girl in your league that you're looking to just get a good player out of, I would do it. Is Pacheco even coming back? He's supposed to. It's going to take a long time, but I don't know. Second year for Ryan? Nice. All right. So, again, Detroit, running backs, Amon-Ra, Laporta. You're going to sit Jared Goff. Can't see it, though. There it is. And then Dallas side, Dak, Dowdle, Lamb, and Ferguson. You can start both defenses, I would say, but I would rather start the Dallas defense. Detroit defense, only because of the sacks. And Dak, he might get sacked a couple times. But, yeah, I would be wary of the defenses. Try to get someone else. Try to get that the Broncos defense if you can. They should be rostered, though, 100%. Oh, my gosh, we have 8 likes. That's amazing. 3 people watching, and I'm one of them. That's still pretty good, right? Right? Not bad. But, yeah. All right, we're moving on to the Sunday night game. This one, I don't know what in the world NFL schedule or matchmakers were thinking, because what in the Bengals versus the Giants? Were they hoping the Bengals would be amazing, the Giants would be terrible? Or were they hoping both teams would be good? Because the Bengals are 1-4, and Joe Burrow's got 12 touchdowns and 2 picks. And then the Giants are 2-3, and Daniel Jones is just not that good. It's crazy to me. But you're going to start Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Chase Brown. That's funny, Chase Brown. Didn't even see that. And then T. Higgins. I think the T. Higgins game last week, That definitely helped a ton because he looks confident. He looks really like he wants to play football. Maybe not for the Bengals, but for himself. So I think you have confidence in entirely starting T. Higgins. I didn't put him a lot on the screens before because he just wasn't doing it for me. But on the Giants side, Malik Neighbors, if he's healthy, I don't think he's going to be healthy. They said he's looking better than last week, but, I mean, he should look better than yesterday, you know. If not Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, I think that's a great pickup, but it's all right. Chili says, I got whooped by a sophomore. Failed I have. We all fall, man. We all fall. Cincinnati, 3.5-point favorites. Not a bad line. I'm hoping Cincinnati could take the dub because, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Joe Burrow, but, I mean, this guy's so... I mean, imagine throwing 12 touchdowns and 2 picks and your team has won 1 game. I mean, that's got to hurt, right? All right, this one I'm going to have to give you straight off the dome because I'm a dummy and I forgot to put it in there. I had an extra slide, and I was like... Oh, what's this extra slide for? Oh, it's not for my favorite team, is it? Surely not. It was. It was, and I'm a knucklehead. Okay, Falcons are 5-point favorites. I think that line opened at 6, but it might have dropped. No, the line opened up at 3. They bumped it up by 2 points, which is a heavy move. Falcon side, Kirk O'Chains. All right, not only because he had a great game last week, but this is the Panthers, and they are not amazing. All right, I think they're 31st in quarterback defense. Yeah, and I don't think they faced a quarterback like Kirk Cousins. I mean, they faced Williams, Joe Burrow, Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, then Justin Herbert, and then Derek Carr. I think Kirk is one of the better quarterbacks on that list, if not the second best behind Joe. But I would start Kirk, Bijan, of course, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Kyle Pitts. Pitts' revival game last week. Oh, my gosh. It was almost over. But now we're sucked right back in. And you already know what's going to happen. He's going to have like 1 catch for 5 yards. That's just how it works. I hate it. On the Carolina side, just Chuba Hubbard or Deontay Johnson. I thought I saw, Ryan, did you mention something about trading Johnson? I'm looking through, but I don't. No. Just in my head. Chili says, JK, your team is solid. Ryan said, thank you. Kirk O'Chains is alive, baby. It's Kirktober. Come on. How you doing? Oh, and then Ryan said, I'm in 4 leagues this year, so I'm locked in. You got to be, man. You got to be. Because you got to have multiple leagues, even if it's just 2. Because if one league you lose, you could win the other one, or you could win both, or you could lose both. Name of the game. That's really all it is. All right, let's move on to the Monday night game. That one's on Sunday at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time, the Bengals versus the Giants. Monday Night Football at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Buffalo versus New York Jets. This is, of course, the game that the NFL is really hoping these two teams were like 4-1 or undefeated. But, I mean, you got a 3-2 Buffalo versus what, a 2-3 Jets? Or 3-2 Jets? I think they're 3-2. Let's see. Yeah, 2-3 Jets. I mean, the combined record is 500. Not great. But, of course, that's not about the record. It's about the return of Aaron Rodgers versus the Bills. Monday night again, just like week 1 from last year, hoping for a different result if you're a Jets guy and if you're an Aaron Rodgers guy like me. But on the Buffalo side, Josh Allen and James Cook. Everyone else you're going to sit. But in specific, I did put Dalton Kincaid. If he's your only tight end, sure. Like, you have to start him, right? But there's Tucker Kraft. Surely he's on the bench. Or not on the bench, on the waiver wire, right? So I would go for him over Kincaid. Kincaid's just not doing it for me this year with the yards. I have no idea. Oh, there it is. Okay, Ryan said, should my buddy trade Olave for Deontay Johnson? Who's winning that with Olave having no quarterback? Right now, that's probably a tough one to determine just because, I think Deontay Johnson's on the much worse team. Much worse. And Olave is on a better system, better quarterback, better running back, and yes, that matters. So I don't know if I'd make that trade. If he's not itching, I mean, what's the trade for? I mean, you're just swapping wide receivers, so it's pretty horizontal. But, I mean, I wouldn't let go of Olave because You might have taken them. Your friend might have taken them pretty high, so just be careful of that. But I wouldn't make that trade personally. Yeah, I agree. Okay, good. Good, Ryan, good. The Jets, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson in the defense. Similar situation to the Browns and the Bears and the Broncos. The Bears, the Browns, and the Broncos. You can start that defense all year. I don't care who they're playing. They have enough talent. This game, I won't spoil who my pick is, but I think having good cornerbacks really will affect this team. Just saying. Who's your wide receiver 1? Who's your CB 1? Let's see how that goes, right? Okay. Let's see. I did the math. I went back and watched the last 2 videos because before those weeks, I wasn't making picks like that. But now we have my picks. I am 17 and 13, 30 total picks. I've only made 17 right. I had a couple bonehead decisions from last week where I was like, I'm going to go with this team. I'm just kidding. I'm going to go with this team. And that team that I initially chose ended up winning, so now I just have to go with my gut. So no second guesses on this one, just straight gut predictions. Here we go. 49ers, can I improve my average? 49ers versus Seahawks, give me the 49ers. Falcons versus Panthers. See, I'm already second guessing the Seahawks. Falcons versus Panthers, I know that's the 4:25 game. Falcons. Jaguars, Bears, give me the Bears, even though we are in London. And if you know, the Jags are the most popular team in London. I don't know why. I know they play over there all the time, but my gosh, they are terrible. They've been so bad for so long. They had a couple good runs, but no consistency within that franchise. So I'll go with the Bears. Commanders, Ravens. Cardinals, Packers, got to go with the Packers. Texans, Patriots, Texans. Bucks, Saints, Bucks. Browns, Eagles. Colts, Titans. Chargers, Broncos. Oh man, the Broncos are 3-2. I feel like that's gotta be not allowed. That's crazy. But I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I mean, they're +3. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Broncos. Steelers, Raiders. I'll go with the Steelers. Lions, Cowboys. Lions. Bengals, Giants. Bengals. And then, what is this whole thing I'm doing? Bills, Jets. Jets. I'm sorry. I have to do the Jets. If I don't, then who am I to not pick Aaron Rodgers? Sorry, Davis. Ryan says, for the trade talk we talked earlier, I don't like wide receiver trades. Usually I prefer position swaps. Yeah, because, what's the point? You need to gain some stuff. Okay. On our community post, I talked a little bit about pretenders and contenders. I'm just going to go off the top of the division teams, so 8 teams, or if they're tied, 10 teams or so, it depends. Commanders, pretenders, or contenders. Right now, I'm going to go with pretenders. They're 4-1, okay? They've had some pretty solid wins, but their best win this year is against... they've played the Bucks, who they lost to. They beat the Giants by 3 points. I don't even think they scored a single field goal or touchdown. The Bengals snuck out of that one with the win on Monday night. That was his coming out party, Jaden Daniels. And then the Cardinals, the Browns. So this Ravens game will be the first real big test. I think it'll kind of go downhill, but they do have a somewhat easy schedule. They have the Panthers after. Then they have the Bears, so number 1 versus number 2. Always love those kind of games. Then they have the Giants, Steelers, Eagles, Cowboys. Yeah, it gets kind of rough towards the end of the year. But I'm going to call them pretenders. I'm going to probably eat my words on that because that's how it goes. But I'm not the biggest fan of them later in the season. I'm glad they're 4-1. I really think they can win the division. But even if they do, how far can they go? Vikings. Oh, man. I honestly think, they're 5-0, but they've done this before. I don't know if y'all saw the stat, but last time they went 5-0, they went to bye, and then they went 3-8 or something. Is that math right? 3-8, 3-9, 4-9, not 4-9, 4-7, something bad. And they missed the playoffs. So I'll go with pretenders, and I'll say the Lions are the real contenders. Falcons, of course, they're the contenders. They're going to win the Super Bowl. in all seriousness, I would say they're contenders in the sense of winning the division and winning a playoff game. Don't know how much about the Super Bowl, though, but for any of these teams, no team in the league this year I've looked at, and I'm like, yeah, that team's going to win, or I'm confident in them going far. Seahawks, oh, man. I just have to go with pretenders just because of the other teams in the division, but I'll say contender for the Seahawks because I think they can get into the playoffs and win a game. AFC. The Bills are atop of the division. Pretenders, I'm sorry. Not convinced of the offense, especially with the last 2 weeks. They got to get that right. Got to get your wide receiver one. Ravens, contenders. Texans, contenders. Chiefs, of course, contenders. I mean, a lot of these divisions this year are very tight. I don't think there's really one bad division. I mean, you have every other division, a team that's 1-4, but I mean, someone's got to beat up on someone, right? Like, I don't know. Jets, huh? What did I say about the Jets? That they're going to win? I have to stand on that. But I don't think I don't know, man. Firing your coach after week 5 is crazy. That's insane. Like, it's not insane, but like I thought Robert Saleh could at least have a little bit more time with Rodgers. I don't know. I just thought that was nuts. Can't get my words out, man. My mind is just somewhere else, up north. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to be the end of the show. It is 5:22 or what? 5:23. 5:23 p.m. Eastern time. That was about a 50-minute show. Not bad. I love going long for the shows just because more football, more talk. And also, it helps the viewership, believe it or not. You guys are the best. Hit me with some comments before I leave in like a minute. 17-13 on my picks. Hopefully, I can excel into those picks a little bit better so I can show you all that maybe I do know something about predictions. Let's look at the Fantasy Blitz League real quick. Let's go to standings. Hudson. Number one team at 4-1, and then you have your boy at 4-1 as well, and then you have Ryan at third place at a 3-2 record. Ryan, you should honestly be 5-0, but it happens. And then Adam at number 4. Sorry about that L, man. Can't spell the low without the L, man. How you doing? Coin in the 5th spot at 3-2, and then Nick at 2-3 in the 6th spot. Chili at 7 at 2-3, Hayden at 2-3, Gibby, Kyle at 1-4, and Brandon at 1-4. I remember when the league was like 3-1 for all, like half the league, and then 1-3 for the rest of the league. But now it's looking a little bit more competitive. Hopefully, I can hold on to that top 3 spot for a while, top 2 spot, so I can get the bye. Is that how we have him? Do I get buys? No, I don't get a bye. Okay, 1 and 2 don't get a bye. So as long as you're in the playoffs, top 4 teams. Oh, no way. Okay, so Adam has it as top 4 teams get in the playoffs. Never too early to look in the playoffs because that's what matters, right? All right, guys. Ryan says I have a tough lineup this week. Injuries. I feel that, man. It's not fun. The midweek injury or mid-season injury is never fun to play with. You guys are the best. I mean, I'm just so grateful to even do this. I mean, I don't get paid anything to do this, but I have more fun doing this job than anything else. So that's why the like, share, and subscribe is so important because it really does help. Hopefully we can make this full-time, have a stream every day. You know how cool that would be? Like, say, on a Tuesday night or something, I can just stream about waiver wires again with all the time. But, you know, that's just how it is. Y'all are the best. God bless. Be kind. Let's win our matchups. Let's do this. I'm out. Peace. I'm about to go eat some food.